Hi there, I'm Roxanne Wade. Welcome to episode 2 of my webcast series entitled Lockdown Skills for Youth During COVID-19 Times. Last session, we looked at how some of the young people in the Caribbean are tackling lockdown challenges head on with sheer determination, creativity, and innovation. This week, let's talk about some of the skills that you will need to succeed in the middle of this pandemic and beyond. Before we get into it, though, for those of you who missed it, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization celebrates and recognizes World Youth Skills Day every year on the 15th of July. World Youth Skills Day is used to recognize the importance of equipping you young people with the right skills you need to succeed. I mention this so that you would understand that the whole world is watching and depending on you young people to tool up and start creating solutions for the problems that we face in the Caribbean. The skill set that I'm about to share with you are actually based on discussions held during the CARICOM Youth Ambassadors Forum this past July. The featured speakers included Regis Burton, an Antiguan management graduate and international ambassador for the One Young World Foundation, Nicholas Key, an IT expert and Jamaica Youth Ambassador to the Commonwealth, and Rochelle James, a human resources professional and Jamaica's youth ambassador to the United Nations. Let's see what these young people had to say about lockdown skills for youth now and going forward. And we would start with Regis. As a management professional, Regis considered skills that increases your value as an employee or potential employee. He says it's not about finding a job, but bringing value to a position. For this reason, the skills that he thinks are most important are communication skills. And he mentions here that the nonverbal skills are just as critical as the verbal and technical skills because a lot of the time young people would say one thing and their body language communicates something entirely different. And we need to be mindful of that. He also recommends that you learn a foreign language. His is Spanish, but he says Mandarin and Chinese are growing by leaps and bounds, and for this reason, you should also investigate taking on one of those. He mentioned emotional intelligence skills. Now, what is emotional intelligence? It is really the ability to understand and manage your emotions and those of the people around you. So instead of reacting when something goes wrong and people get mad and start screaming, you manage it in a professional way and understand that whatever is happening with them does not necessarily mean that it's personal and that it's about you. The last skill that Regis mentioned was networking skills. Now, he says you should take every opportunity to attend a networking event because this is what is going to give you the opportunity to meet people in your field, connect with them, and maybe find opportunities to ease yourself into a really nice position for the career path that you've chosen. As a human resource strategist, Rochelle encourages young people to first define your vision, but you have to be intensely excited about it. She says it makes no sense taking on a career path if you're not excited about what it is you're about to do. Once you determine that you're really sure that the career path that you've chosen is what it is you want to take on and it is your intense heart desire, you can turn your intentions into actions and you will need at least three people along the way to help you. The first is a career coach to provide specialized support in your field, whether it's masonry, nursing, or engineering. You will also need a mentor who is a life coach who deals with the whole of you emotionally, physically, and all that. And she also mentions a sponsor who is willing to invest in your potential. And she's saying this person does not have to be necessarily a financial backer, but somebody who knows people and will help you with that networking that Regis mentioned when he was talking about his skills. The final ambassador looked at the critical skills from the lens of an IT master. And as far as he is concerned, we are operating within a digital ecosystem. And there's no getting away from technology. He says you will need to be digitally literate on some scale. And he also mentions that there's a lot of money to be made for youth who are looking to make money online. If you're looking to enter the field of IT and computing and engineering, he said what will take you over the edge will be design thinking, technology skills, mathematical literacy, ICT skills, and problem solving. Now, I did not want the youth ambassadors to be the only one to have a say. I needed to put my 2 cents in the pot. And as someone who is always working with young people, hiring consultants and interns, I can tell you that what we look for in our young people, we want them to be accountable, responsible, respectful, and trustworthy. We're looking for young people with a positive can do attitude, somebody who could shift gears at the drop of a hat when things change in a project, somebody with good work ethics, no fuss working in a team, can manage their time, thinks outside the box. And one thing I always tell the young people, good old fashioned manners will perhaps be the difference in an interview for you being the selected candidate over somebody else. Good old fashioned manners that your grandmother would have been teaching you since you were 3. Now, in our next and final installation in this webcast series, we will be looking at some of the resources available to you to help you sharpen the skills that we mentioned and discussed today. Join me then.